When you steward the little that you do have with gratitude, you position yourself for multiplication. This shifts timelines, it invites promotion, and it increases your energetic capacity. Hi, Angel. I'm Sue Veronica, a life alignment coach, and I help take my girls from burnout and emotional dysregulation back into their power. If you want to pass God's test every time, live in gratitude. In Luke chapter 16, verse 10, it says, "Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. And whoever is dishonest with little is also dishonest with much." This really speaks to a phrase that I live my life by. How we do one thing is how we do everything. And you can totally put on the mask. You can parade around like you've got it all together, like you don't need anybody, like you have all the solutions and you can handle all the hard things. But when you really go through that difficult time, what is your posture? When you are squeezed, when life gets you in its claws and it squeezes you, what is the juice that comes out? If you squeeze an apple, you're not going to get orange juice. If you squeeze a watermelon, you're not going to get pineapple juice. If you squeeze a woman who inside is embittered, is anxious, and is fearful and lacks confidence in herself and in her God, you're not going to get juice that comes out of a woman that is peaceful, that is gracious, that is allowing, and that is trusting. And that's what I find. That's one of the things that I find most beautiful about going through a hard situation is you are then confronted with who you actually are. Because if you go through something hard enough, the person standing in front of you, yourself, when you're looking in the mirror, you can't hide that. That is just who you are. So if anything, if for any other reason, be grateful for the hard time for this, because it shows you who you truly are. And if you love what you see in that mirror, if you go through that hard thing and you feel like you are in this trusting, gracious, allowing energy, that you still can find peace amongst the chaos, that you can still be inspirational to other people, there you have your validation within yourself, not external validation. But if you do go through something difficult and you just become irritated and frustrated and anxious, know that is who you are at the core, and know that you can change that. How do I know? Because I have been that person. I have been the person who felt resentful, who felt bitter, who felt anxious, and who overall just didn't have much confidence or self-worth. And this stems from many things that happened to me and for me in my childhood that I thought I could glaze over and put on the mask and say that I do got this. And when my life kept running in a rut and I kept experiencing this cycle of burning out, of succumbing to pressure, of never feeling good enough, of ending up in situations with others and with careers that completely reflected the lack of self-worth that I had, I knew that something had to change. And when I actually took the step back to yield to God, to allow Him to take the steering wheel of my life, to get my hands off the wheel, and to be grateful for what it is that I actually do have, my life has been changing so much. And it's because I am changing so much. It's like we talked about yesterday or in the last video, how it is in our DNA to be grateful. Gratitude and graciousness is a part of our identity. And the more that we deny that, the more that we get out of our authentic selves, away from our authentic nature, and we let things like emotion and other people's validation and the world rule our lives and steer us where to go, instead of the one true source, the one true king, the sovereign king of everything, who only wants good for your life, we get farther and farther away from that light, farther and farther away from that life, and we can feel it. How do I know? Because I've been there, girl. When we're living in gratitude, it increases our spiritual bandwidth to carry more. Gratitude is the bridge between the now and the next. So maybe you're not in your dream location, your dream job, your dream career, your dream relationship, whatever it is. You're not there because you're not ready. You're not aligned. Your spiritual bandwidth has not been stretched enough for you to be able to handle all of those blessings that come, because when we want our dream things, the things that our hearts desire, when they align with God, it takes much energy. But when we know how to recharge ourselves, we know how to set boundaries, we know how to be gracious, we're able to handle these blessings and multiply them. And this is the point. And the point isn't for you to have your blessings for yourself, but it's for other people. We are here to obey God and serve His children, to live a life that pleases Him and serve His children. If you can't get yourself to the point and the level of being the woman that can steward these little blessings, the little gratitudes, the actually having a roof over your head, even if it's not in your dream location, the actual having love in your life, even if you feel like you want more, that's something for you to discuss with yourself. But if you're not even grateful for what you have right now, how is God going to trust you to take you to the next level? He is your ultimate quantum leap. He is what will take you from where you are and place you where you need to be. But He needs to trust that you can do it. Now, God is sovereign. He could have made us into creatures, into human beings that always did the right thing, that always trusted Him, that were always faithful to Him, that were always gracious, that were always good to other people. But then that takes away us choosing that life for ourselves. And there is so much power when you are able to actively, consciously, and with clarity choose the life that you want. Choose the life that you know that you deserve. And God has given you that gift. Even thanking Him for free will to be able to choose is such a strong step in a really powerful direction. And this is what it means to live in that seraphine essence, to receive all things in reverence as if God is hand delivering them to you. He is. He's literally giving you these things on a platter. And I don't just mean the things that you want. I mean the things that you think that you don't want, but you actually need. When we are in that on fire for God's Spirit, when we are in that mode of embodying the beauty that sanctifies everyone around us, we act as if every single experience, person, place, thing that comes into our lives was handpicked and hand delivered by God as a blessing. And the benefits of this accelerates your spiritual growth and your maturity, which then preps you for the elevation, preps you for the quantum leap to get from where you are and where you want to be. This helps you to become more magnetic to opportunities. And looking at the video that we did a couple days ago, talking about how to be a magnet for the opportunities and for your desires, it's letting God taking the wheel and being grateful for every experience that He drives you through. And this positions you as trustworthy, and heaven notices a trustworthy steward. You notice when people around you are trustworthy or they're not, if you can trust their word or if you can't. And I don't know about you, but I know that I find it very difficult to be around people that I don't trust. I often find it a waste of time. So what do you think heaven is doing and is saying? What is God saying when He feels like He can't trust you? So a practical application to help you get from this place of burnout, of emotional dysregulation, of inauthentic energy, and to the other side, I want you to go 24 hours without complaining. What does this look like? The second you want to complain about something, the second that you are stuck in traffic and someone cuts you off, instead of yelling or complaining, I heard this great thing. This woman says, "I'm a Christian, come on over," if someone tries to cut you off in traffic. And I do that sometimes and it works. "Oh, come on over. I love Jesus. You can come over and we can love Him together." You know, reframing anything that might annoy you and you want to complain about it and spin it into a positive. These are all muscles to be built in your spiritual gym. You are not a victim of being agitated and irritated and aggravated. You can change those things if you change your mind. And how do we change our mind? We have to be able to look at ourselves throughout the day. So, this 24 hours without complaining, you are being forced to look at yourself, to look at your thoughts and reassess them. And what's going to happen there? It's going to put you in a place where you are more magnetic to the opportunities that you want for your life, where you're in a clearer mental space, where you are able to actually look at yourself and be happy with who you see on the other side. So, my angel, if you are that ambitious woman who is done navigating the pressure, the burnout, the hard things in silence and all by herself, this is what I do. In coaching, we create a space where you can let go of the weight, where we learn how to regulate our emotions and we step back into our personal power and into our purpose, all with God in the center. So if you are ready to be seen, to be held, and to be led to this next beautiful level, this quantum leap into the next phase of your life, I invite you to go to the description below and apply to work with me. I pray that this has been helpful to you. I love you, I appreciate you, and I am so grateful for you. And until next we meet, be blessed.